Welcome back. Our power woman Claire Brown joining us once again in studio this week. Today we're talking about preparing our kids to get back to that upcoming school year. Now I know it's coming up in just a few weeks. It's right around the corner.
No, I'm so excited.
Yes, it's great for parents, and I'm sure students are excited as well.
Yes.
But you know, how do we best prepare our kids both emotionally and mentally to get back out there?
Right. You know, kids have so much that they have to deal with nowadays, and anxiety and the things that they deal with socially with school is one of them. And so whenever my children were little, I started telling them that the goal was for them to act as beautiful as they looked. And we all tell our children how beautiful and handsome they are, and it's important to help them reframe their words into actions and for their actions to be just as beautiful. And if it's not nice, if it's not necessary, and if it's not helpful, then I don't need it to be said. And so hopefully we can help them learn those tools so that they take that onto the classroom and they hear that voice in their head of their mother's voice, their parents' voice, and carry that on.
Being able to shift that mindset a little bit. So then how can we best empower our children to be able to have that mindset shift?
Right. And so what we need to do is to help them change the behavior. And so in order to do that, we future pace the conversations, and so that they know what it feels like. So they've had that conversation before. You're walking them through, you're role playing, if you will, and so they know the feelings, they know the scenario, they know the words, and so when they're faced with that again, then it just is second nature to them. You know, we do this on our own as adults, and so why should we do it any differently with our children?
Exactly. And you know, many kids have anxiety going back to school as well. You know, I'm sure parents as well, but especially for kids who are going to a new school or switching to a new building, it can be kind of scary. You know, how do we best tackle that as well? Right.
You know, just like I was saying as well, you know, to future pace the conversation and what if scenarios, and just role playing that with them so that they already have had those feelings, they already have those conversations. And so the other thing is that we always have tried to make it a game. When I drop the kids off in the morning, it's how can you help people today? And then when I pick them up in the afternoon, it's how many did you help today? And to see who helped people the most. And so they go through the day and they're retrained, if you will, reframing, and have a new mindset of being the helper. And so their focus is not necessarily of what's going to happen to me and what's going to be said to me. It's who am I going to do something for today? And so helping them reprogram themselves of doing for others, and then having that mindset really changes everything throughout the day for them.
And that's such great advice, not only for kids, but I think also for adults too, going into a situation and being able to kind of reframe your mindset.
Absolutely.
All right, Claire, well, thanks so much for joining us again today. Of course, those are good tips that you can take with you and your kids when you're returning to school.